Good morning, my name's Teresa. I'm the owner of New Forest Sewing Studio, and for this month, for November, we're going to make the chalk and notch aisle jeans, which are a flared wide leg jean pattern, waistband facing, and in a stretch denim. So these are the jeans. I'm going to go through a little bit in a minute about the fitting of the jeans. I can't go too much into the fitting. It's a whole large subject to try and teach online, but I'll go through. They are quite a nice jean with 6 darts at the waistband, so quite a nice, able to fit with a high rise crotch, so it's good to adjust. So the pattern, the instructions do give some details into fitting. So they do have a little bit of detail on the fitting and things, so that's helpful, and then how to go about that, so that's helpful. But I've just explained roughly so I'm going to make these as a wearable toil. I've not made them before, so I'm just working on the fit, so I thought I'd go through that with you as well. So the next video I'll put in will be a little bit about how I basted them all together, cut them out, basted them all together, and then how I've looked at the fit for me, and then how I'm going to adjust it on the pattern. Okay, oh, and if anyone wants to know, I'm wearing the Atelier Jupe Emma blouse. Okay, so I'll pop in the video now about basting the jeans, and then I'm going to show you how to fit. Just talk a little bit about the fit of the aisle jeans. So looking at the front, so this is my jeans. I'm hopefully going to make a wearable toil because it's stretch denim, so it's difficult sometimes to get a denim the same sort of weight as you're going to sew it with. So the best thing to do is to baste them together. So I basted the darts and sewn them up all with on a stitch 4, so a 4mm stitch, just so it's easy, in a contrasting thread, and then it's just nice and easy to unpick. So then I've tried them on inside out so I can get to my seams to adjust if I want to, and I've then put a piece of elastic, wide elastic, just round where I feel my waist sits, and I want the waistband to be, so that can help, because sometimes it's just all like, where is it here, is it there? So if you just put it round, then it naturally sits in where your waist is going to sit, so that can be helpful. Okay, so looking at the front of the jeans, quite nice fit across the front here, but they are too high here. So they are a high-waisted jean, but if I had them up here, this is my ribs here. So yeah, I haven't got much of a gap there. So I will need to reduce the rise at the front here. But looking at the side seam is roughly where it wants to be, sitting on the side, excuse my pot belly, sitting where it wants to be there. Okay, so that's okay. And then looking at the back, this is just about wants to come up just a fraction, and if that comes up, then if I pull that up to where it needs to be, I can do that. Yeah, if I pull that up to where it needs to be and where I want it to sit, then actually that gets rid of a lot of the excess wrinkling that I had across here. So if that goes back down where it's currently sat, then I've got a lot of bunching here. But if that comes up to where it needs to be, just the bottom a bit low slung, then you get a nice, better hang on the trousers here. Okay. So what I need to do, but I've got a slightly hungry bum thing going on if I pull them up to where I want them to sit. So I need to, on the back part, I need to scoop out the crotch seam slightly, which will bring in slightly here, but lower it, so help take out some of this excess fabric here, and bring that in a little. Okay, and then on the front, I need to reduce the seam, and also looking at the side, which is quite often common for me, I will just need to take out some along the back part, just a little bit along that seam there, and then round to the front. I must just tip forward slightly or something. So yeah, so it's quite a difference on the front. Okay, so I'll show you how I make some of those adjustments. I'll just pin that and look where I'm gonna, I might also take the legs in slightly because they are quite wide for me. Yeah, being quite short, so I might take those in slightly as well. Okay, so I'll show you how I'm going to adjust those on my pattern. So looking at my pattern piece, this is my crotch seam at the back, so I've just curved that round slightly and graded it up. So I've just scooped out, I know because I often have to do this, I know roughly how much I'm going to need. Just take it sort of 0.5 centimetre at a time. You can always do that, stitch it, dry it on again, and then I've graded that out so that it meets the waistline. I don't want to take it in at the waistline at the top. And also I've taken it in about 0.5 centimetre, which I pinched out at the side here. So I pinned out about 0.5 centimetre along there at the side seam, and continued that down. Now next I want to, this is the back piece, and I want to, where my waistband, where my elastic waistband sat, I've put the top of the waistband is here. Okay, so I need to see how much I need. Now there's a seam allowance needs to be added on to that as well to turn the waistband over, so you need to allow for that. Seam allowance, I just need to check the seam allowance. Yeah, 1/2 inch, 1.25 centimetres. So if I measure where that is there, so that's 0, so that's 2.5 centimetres. I need to allow 1.25 seam allowance for the waistband, so I want 1.25 to come off. So here you've got your lengthen or shorten for the crotch rise here, which is what we'll use. Okay, so I am just going to, I need to cut along there and then pivot it to bring that down slightly. Okay, so all you're going to do is cut along here. Roughly to your seam allowance, which is roughly there, and then bring that down 1.25, I said, didn't I? Roughly at your seam allowance, which is there, so 1.25 is there. I normally do this in pencil, but I'm doing it in pen so you can see it. You're able to see it. Tape. So you can either clip it or tape it, whatever you prefer. Obviously you just need to make sure that your lines are straight here. So I might just redraw that in. Make sure that's straight. And then you're going to want to make sure that one's straight. So bring that to there. Okay, so also you need to make sure that your darts are straight, so redraw those in from your dart leg there down to the dart point, dart leg there, down to the dart point, dart leg there, down to the dart point, right on the tape, and dart leg there, down to the dart point. Okay, so then I'm going to just cut along that line there, okay, and then trim off this down here, but I'll do that later so that I can sort out my leg width that I've done. So that's the adjustments that I've made, okay? So that's just taking it in along the crotch seam. I've redrawn my darts in where I've pinched out this bit. I want to drop down a little bit at the side seam for my waist. So that's the back piece done once I've adjusted the legs in a little. So in taking in the legs, you just need to adjust the same amount each side. So I'm going to have a look at that a bit later. But you just take, as long as you take the same amount each side, then you won't alter how they hang. Okay, so then looking at the front, it would be 1.25, the same as the side seam there, down to 6 centimetres there. So 6 centimetres minus the 1.25 for your seam. So the side seam, 1.25 is there. But this side, I want 6 minus 1.25 is 4.75, which is there. Yeah. So I want to bring it down to here at the front, but here at the back. So I'm going to have to cut that right the way across this time, because I'm going to want to reduce it both sides. And a little cut line there going across. Okay. And I'm going to reduce it to there on this side, and pivoting it down to there on that side. Some sticky tape there. Sometimes glue is easier, but I do prefer sticky tape. There we go. Okay, so that's there. Now I just need to even this up a little bit because I've got a real ridge there. So I'm just going to I wanted to take a ½ centimetre off here, didn't I? So let me just mark that for my side seam. So what you just want to make sure you haven't got any sort of like corners to it or anything, so smooth out any corners you've got. When you're adjusting. Okay, take that down. I'm going to want to put some paper under there. Show you with the pen, I might not draw it. Let me cut that and then I can probably show you easier. Reducing that amount that I had extra at the top here. So I've taken that measurement out So when I measured it where I put the pin, it's 6 centimetres, but I want to allow for the turnover of the waistband hem at the top, or facing as it is on these trousers. So that was 1.25 centimetres. So I took that off, which made it 4.75, I think it was. So I've reduced that amount in there, and then that side, I only wanted the 1.25 on the side seam. Okay, so I've cut and reduced that down. But in doing that, it made a sort of kink in there, made that uneven in there. So I just needed to straighten that off because that's for the zip fly. And you just need to make sure you put your markings back in for your notches and things where that's going to go. So there's that one there. That one there. And there is actually a second line on this, which is over half a centimetre. So it's about there. So I've got the different pens, so hopefully it'll show up. There we go. Okay, that's that adjusted on there. Okay, so that's those adjusted. I'm just going to adjust the side seams a bit later. Undo the basting on the jeans. I'll hopefully be able to resize them to fit. If I can't do it with the crotch seam like this, if it's changed the shape slightly, then I'll just reduce it from the top on this pair. But hopefully I'll be able to do it as per pattern. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you can see here. So let me move these so you can see a bit more. I'll show you the tops of them, was the main thing. So I've amended my pattern as shown, and then I've taken out all my basting stitches, including the darts and everything on my pieces, my trouser pieces, and then I've given them an iron, laid them out together, and then laid my pattern pieces on them to recut my adjusted size, my adjustments to them. So the main thing to do is to try and make sure you keep your grain lines straight on your fabric when you're repositioning them. So I know I haven't altered the crotch point there or on the front, so I lined that up, and then on the trouser leg, I know I adjusted it 3 centimetres each side, so I've lined that up at the bottom, and that will help to keep my grain lines straight on my pattern. Okay, so I'm going to cut those out and then we can start sewing them together.